In the heart of Tanzania's sun-baked savanna, the Hadzabe people have honed their survival skills for thousands of years, relying on a remarkable arsenal of tools and weapons, each one a masterpiece of ingenuity, patience, and deep respect for the land. Every tool tells a story of ancient knowledge, of hands working in rhythm with nature, and of a culture that has endured by adapting to the wild's every challenge. The Hadzabe's most iconic weapon is the bow, a symbol of both survival and craftsmanship. These bows are carved from the tough, flexible branches of trees like Commiphora and Grisia, chosen for their unique balance of strength and pliability. The process begins with a careful search for the perfect branch. Once selected, the wood is stripped of bark and meticulously shaped with stone blades, every stroke guided by years of experience. By the glow of a small fire, the bow is slowly bent, the heat coaxing it into a graceful arc that will store and release energy with deadly precision. For the bowstring, sinew is harvested from the legs and backs of hunted animals. This tough, fibrous tissue is cleaned, separated, and twisted into a cord that is both strong and flexible, capable of withstanding the tension of countless shots. Arrows are crafted with equal care. Straight saplings, often from the terminalia tree, are selected and trimmed to length, then straightened over a gentle flame to remove any bends or imperfections. The arrowheads themselves are works of art, sharpened bone, scavenged metal, or even carefully shaped stone, each one lashed securely to the shaft. For hunting larger game, the Hadzabe employ a deadly secret, poison. Extracted from the milky sap of the desert rose plant, this toxin is carefully applied to the arrow tips, transforming a simple projectile into a formidable weapon. Each arrowhead is bound to its shaft with plant fibers, twisted and knotted with practiced hands, to ensure it will not come loose in flight or on impact. The final touch is the fletching, feathers from local birds, split and tied to the rear of the arrow. These feathers stabilize the arrow in flight, allowing it to travel straight and true toward its target. Beyond their weapons, the Hadzabe rely on a suite of simple yet ingenious tools. Stone blades, chipped and flaked by hand, are used for everything from skinning game to carving wood for new arrows and bows. These blades are razor-sharp, their edges created by striking one stone against another, a technique passed down through countless generations. Fire, the lifeblood of the camp, is kindled with a hand drill. Two sticks, one spun rapidly between the palms, the other held steady, generate enough friction to create a glowing ember, which is then coaxed into flame with a bundle of dry grass. Each tool and weapon is more than just a means to an end. They are the result of centuries of trial and error, of wisdom shared around countless campfires, and of a relentless drive to adapt and thrive in a challenging world. Even the vessels used for carrying water or storing food are shaped by hand from local clay, fired in open pits and decorated with simple patterns, a testament to the Hadzabe's resourcefulness and creativity. In the hands of the Hadzabe, every bow, arrow, and blade is not just a tool, but a living link to the past, a symbol of human ingenuity and of a way of life that endures in perfect harmony with the wild. Beneath the endless Tanzanian sky, the savannah stretches out in a breathtaking expanse, its golden plains shimmering beneath the sun. The air is alive with the subtle hum of insects and the distant calls of animals, each sound a note in the symphony of this wild land. The savannah breathes with a rhythm shaped by life and the land itself, a pulse that has endured for millennia. Towering above the grasses, ancient baobab and acacia trees stand as silent sentinels, their thick trunks and sprawling branches providing shelter and sustenance to countless creatures. The baobab, with its swollen, water-storing trunk, is a lifeline during the dry season. while the acacia's feathery leaves and sharp thorns offer both food and protection. Birds nest in their branches, insects burrow in their bark, and mammals rest in their shade, all drawn to these pillars of the ecosystem. The grasses, golden and resilient, sway in the breeze, their roots binding the soil and their blades providing both nourishment and concealment. Herds of zebra graze openly, their stripes blending with the shifting light, while impala and the elusive kudu move with quiet grace, vanishing into the tall grass at the slightest hint of danger. Each blade of grass is a thread in the fabric of survival, offering food, shelter, and a place to hide. The drama of survival unfolds daily among these grasses. Predators stalk their prey with patience and precision, while grazers remain ever alert, ears twitching and nostrils flaring at the scent of danger. Every chase, every escape, is a testament to the delicate balance between hunter and hunted. Each year, herds of wildebeest thunder across the plains in search of fresh shoots, their hooves churning the earth and their calls echoing for miles. Close behind, lions, leopards, and cheetahs move with silent determination, their eyes fixed on the weakest or slowest. This migration is a spectacle of endurance and instinct, a living cycle that sustains both predator and prey and maintains the fragile equilibrium of the savannah. Scattered across the landscape, termite mounds rise like miniature fortresses, their intricate tunnels engineered by millions of tiny architects. These mounds regulate temperature and moisture, creating microhabitats for insects, reptiles, and even small mammals. The termites themselves are tireless recyclers, breaking down dead plant matter and enriching the soil for new growth. Above, the air is alive with the flutter and flash of wings. Hornbills with their oversized beaks call raucously from the treetops. Bee-eaters dart in dazzling colors, snatching insects mid-flight, while weaver birds construct intricate nests that sway from the branches like ornaments. Each bird plays a role, spreading seeds, controlling pests, and adding their voices to the savannah's chorus. High above, raptors soar on thermal currents, their keen eyes scanning the ground for the slightest movement. Eagles and hawks circle patiently, ready to swoop down in a flash of talons and feathers, their presence a constant reminder of the food chain's upper tiers. Beneath the surface, an intricate world thrives. Dung beetles, small but mighty, roll their precious cargo across the earth, recycling nutrients and aerating the soil. Their tireless work ensures that nothing is wasted and that the land remains fertile for generations to come. Burrowing rodents tunnel through the ground, turning and loosening the earth as they search for seeds and roots. Their underground highways provide shelter for other creatures and help water reach deep into the soil, supporting the next wave of plant life. Waterholes, rare and precious, become gathering points for life. Here animals of every kind converge, antelope, warthogs, and birds, each waiting their turn to drink, ever watchful for lurking danger. Elephants, the giants of the savannah, use their tusks and trunks to dig for hidden springs beneath the dry earth. Their efforts reveal water for themselves and for countless other animals, shaping the very landscape with each visit. In the shallows, crocodiles lie in wait, their eyes barely breaking the surface. Patient and still, they are masters of ambush, ready to strike at any creature that ventures too close. Along the water's edge, storks and herons wade with deliberate steps, their long beaks poised to snatch fish or frogs from the shallows. Each movement is a study in patience and precision. The pulse of the savannah depends on the seasonal rains. When the first drops fall, the landscape transforms almost overnight, from dusty brown to vibrant green. New shoots burst from the earth, animals give birth, and the great migrations begin anew, all fueled by the life-giving water. Every plant, insect, bird, and mammal is woven into a tapestry of interdependence. The actions of one ripple outward, affecting many, and the survival of each depends on the health of the whole. Pollinators like bees and butterflies flit from flower to flower, ensuring the survival of countless plant species. Their delicate work sustains the cycle of growth and renewal. When life ends, scavengers and decomposers step in, Vultures soar overhead, beetles crawl through the remains, and together they return vital nutrients to the soil, closing the circle of life. Even the thorns of the acacia tree serve a dual purpose, warding off hungry herbivores and providing a home for fierce ants. In exchange for shelter and nectar, the ants defend the tree from any would-be grazers, a partnership forged by evolution. This is the living web of the savannah, a place where every species, from the smallest insect to the largest elephant, plays a vital part in sustaining the whole. Each interaction, each adaptation is a story of survival and connection. In this delicate balance, life flourishes, an ever-evolving testament to the power of connection in the wild heart of Africa. The savannah is not just a landscape, but a living, breathing community, where every life is a thread in the grand tapestry of nature. Beyond the hunt, the Hadzabe men are masters of foraging, drawing sustenance from the hidden abundance of the savannah. Their days are shaped by the rhythm of the land, and their survival depends on a deep, ancient knowledge of wild foods. This wisdom, passed down from father to son, transforms the landscape into a living pantry. Every plant, root and hive is a potential source of nourishment, waiting to be discovered by those who know where and how to look. At first light, as the sun stretches across the horizon, small groups of Hadzabe men gather their tools, sharpened digging sticks, slingshots and keen eyes. Their footsteps are nearly silent, blending with the sounds of waking birds and rustling grass. The search for tubers begins. These hardy, nutrient-rich roots are hidden beneath the earth, their presence betrayed only by the faintest clues. The Hadzabe men read the land like a map, wilting leaves, the pattern of cracks in the dry soil, or the subtle shadow of a plant's stem. Each is a sign that a tuber lies below, waiting to be unearthed. With practiced hands they dig, loosening the earth with care. The soil gives way, revealing the tuber, sometimes small and round, sometimes long and gnarled, always a prize. Some tubers are peeled and eaten raw, their crisp flesh offering a cool, refreshing bite beneath the shade of an acacia tree. Others are roasted over glowing coals, the fire transforming their starches into sweet, smoky morsels that fuel the men for hours of tracking and exploration. As the men move through the bush, their eyes scan for flashes of colour, red, purple, golden, hidden among the thorny branches and low shrubs. Wild berries are a treasured find. The Hadzabe men know each variety by sight, taste and season. Some berries grow in clusters close to the ground, others dangle from spiny branches, their colours vivid against the green. Each berry has its own story. Some are tangy and tart, others sweet and juicy. The men taste carefully, always aware of which are safe, which are best mixed, and which must be left untouched. Berries are gathered by hand, sometimes crushed into a paste, sometimes eaten on the spot, a burst of energy in the heat of the day. The Hadzabe's knowledge of the land is encyclopedic. They know which plants are edible, which are medicinal, and which are dangerous. This expertise is not just survival, it is a living tradition, a bond between generations. Perhaps the most coveted treasure of all is wild honey. The pursuit of honey is a test of skill, patience, and courage. The Hadzabe men listen for the call of the honey guide bird, a remarkable partnership between human and animal. The bird's song leads them through the bush, weaving between trees and rocks until it pauses near a hidden hive. The hive is often tucked high in a tree hollow or wedged between stones. Smoke from smouldering twigs is used to calm the bees, allowing the men to reach in and extract the golden comb. Honey is savoured straight from the hive, its rich floral flavour a rare and coveted treat. Every part of the comb is valued. Wax is chewed for its texture, and even the larvae are eaten, prized for their protein and energy. Each foraging expedition is a lesson in observation, patience, and respect for the land. The Hadzabe men harvest only what they need, ensuring that plants and hives will thrive for seasons to come. Their connection to the environment is evident in every careful step, every shared meal, and every story told around the fire at day's end. In this way, the wild foods of the savannah do more than nourish the body. They sustain a way of life rooted in harmony with nature's rhythms and in the wisdom of those who walk the land with open eyes and open hearts. The Hadzabe's ancient pantry is not just a source of food, it is a living testament to their resilience, ingenuity and respect for the wild world that sustains them. Every foraging journey is a reminder. In the heart of the savannah, survival is an art, and the land itself is the greatest teacher. The Hadzabe men's deep connection to their environment is evident in every choice, every careful step, and every meal shared beneath the endless African sky. In this ancient pantry, the wild foods of the savannah do more than fill the stomach. They nourish a culture, a legacy, and a profound harmony with nature. In the heart of the Hadzabe camp, the fire is more than just a flicker in the night. It is the pulse of daily life, a gathering point, and a guardian against the wild unknown. Its presence is constant, a living thread that weaves through every waking moment and every dream beneath the open sky. Before the first light of dawn stretches across the savannah, careful hands coax embers to life, using dried grass and twigs gathered from the bush. The ritual is quiet, almost reverent, as the first wisps of smoke curl upward, promising warmth and safety for the day ahead. The first flames leap and crackle, their golden light pushing back the cool darkness. Each spark is a promise, a signal that the camp is awake, alive, and ready to face whatever the wild may bring. Around the fire, the day unfolds in a rhythm as old as the land itself. The fire is the silent witness to every story, every plan, every moment of rest and preparation. Simple meals are transformed by its heat. Tubers and roots, freshly unearthed, are buried in the coals. The skins blister and split, releasing sweet, earthy aromas that drift through the camp, signaling the start of another day's sustenance. Strips of game meat skewered on sharpened sticks sizzle as the fat drips into the embers. The fire's heat sears the outside, locking in juices while the smoke infuses every bite with the wild flavors of the savannah. Each meal is a celebration of survival, a testament to the skills honed over generations. Even wild honeycombs, gathered from high in the trees, are sometimes warmed gently by the fire. The wax softens and golden nectar flows, a rare and treasured treat that glistens in the firelight. But the fire's gifts reach far beyond food. Its warmth is a shield against the chill that creeps in as the sun dips below the horizon, a comfort that draws the community together in a circle of shared stories and laughter. As dusk settles, the flames become a beacon, a gathering point where the day's adventures are recounted and plans for tomorrow are quietly made. The fire's glow is a silent companion, steady and unwavering. Sparks rise into the night sky, mingling with the distant calls of hyenas and lions. The fire's light keeps the shadows at bay, its presence a silent warning to prowling predators that the camp is guarded and alert. Protection, too, is found in the fire's embrace. Its glow is a barrier, a line that lions, hyenas, and leopards hesitate to cross, wary of the unfamiliar light and heat that mark the boundary between wild and human. The fire's smoke drifts gently, driving away insects and biting flies, offering precious respite to those who rest beside the flames. In the heart of the night, the fire is a silent sentinel, watching over the camp as the world sleeps. The gentle smoke curls around the sleepers, a protective veil that keeps the smallest threats at bay, allowing for deep, untroubled rest. Throughout the night, the fire is tended with care and vigilance. Ashes are banked, wood is added, embers are stirred, each movement a quiet act of devotion to the camp's safety and comfort. The fire is never allowed to die completely. Even as the flames dwindle, a single glowing ember is preserved, a promise that the heart of the camp will beat again with the coming dawn. This ember, nestled in the ash, is more than just a coal. It is a symbol of continuity, a vital thread that ties the Hadzabe to their land, their ancestors, and each other. In every spark and wisp of smoke there is a reminder of survival, resilience, and the enduring power of community. The fire is a living memory, a keeper of stories and traditions. For the Hadzabe, fire is not just a tool, it is a living presence woven into every meal, every story, every quiet moment beneath the stars. It is a companion in solitude and a witness to every gathering. It is the heart that beats at the center of their world, lighting the way through the darkness, holding the secrets of life on the savannah, and offering warmth, protection, and hope to all who gather around its glow. In the wild expanse of the savannah, every day unfolds as a tapestry of silent conversations, an unspoken dialogue between the Hadzabe and the animals that roam these ancient lands. The air is thick with meaning, though not a word is spoken. Each dawn, as the first light spills across the grasslands, the Hadzabe awaken to a world alive with subtle signals and hidden stories. Here, humans are not mere observers. They are woven into the fabric of the savannah, participants in a delicate, ongoing dance of survival, respect, and understanding. The Hadzabe move with purpose, attuned to the rhythms of the land, their senses sharpened by generations of listening to the language of the wild. Without uttering a word, the Hadzabe read the language of the wild. Their eyes scan the ground for the faintest imprint, a hoof pressed into soft earth, a claw mark etched in the dust, a feather caught on a thorn bush, a broken twig, a faint paw print in the dust, or the distant alarm call of a bird. Each sign is a sentence in the ongoing story of the savannah. The Hadzabe pause, crouching low, fingertips brushing the earth, deciphering the freshness of a track, the direction of a trail, the urgency in a bird's cry. Early in the morning, dew-laden grass glistens, carrying the fresh trails of antelope that passed in the cool hours before dawn. Each blade bent, each drop disturbed, is a clue, a message left behind in the silent language of movement. The soft impressions of hyena tracks tell of their nocturnal patrols weaving through the darkness in search of opportunity. The Hadzabe read these signs, piecing together the night's events as if turning the pages of a living book. The Hadzabe's eyes scan these patterns, piecing together the movements of creatures great and small. They know which animal passed, how long ago, and whether it was alone or part of a herd. Animals, too, are acutely aware of these interactions. The savannah is a place where every creature listens, every sense alert to the presence of others. Herds of impala freeze at the faintest hint of an unfamiliar scent drifting on the breeze, their bodies tense, eyes wide, nostrils flaring as they weigh the risk of flight. Their ears twitch, muscles coiled in readiness, every fibre tuned to the possibility of danger. In these moments the savannah holds its breath. Baboons, ever watchful, send sentinels to the treetops, their sharp eyes scanning the horizon for movement. At the first sign of trouble, a sentinel barks a warning, and the troop responds in a flurry of motion, each member trusting the silent alarm. Even the smallest dwellers, mongoose and ground squirrels, stand on hind legs, peering above the grass, sniffing the air for the scent of predator or prey. Their tiny bodies quiver with anticipation, alert to the shifting moods of the savannah, ready to vanish at the slightest hint of danger. The Hadzabe move lightly, blending with the rhythm of the land. Their footsteps are measured, their presence almost invisible, as if they are shadows cast by the acacia trees. Each step is chosen with care, so as not to disturb the natural order or betray their presence to the watchful eyes of the wild. The Hadzabe's respect for the land is evident in every movement, every pause, every breath drawn in harmony with the world around them. They follow the trails of animals not only to hunt, but to learn. And each track is a lesson, each trail a story waiting to be understood. They observe the grazing patterns of zebra, noting which grasses are favored, which paths are safest, and how the herds move in response to the changing seasons. The nesting sites of birds are marked and remembered, for they reveal the cycles of birth and renewal that sustain the savanna. Migration routes, shifting with the rains and the growth of new grass, are mapped in the Hadzabe's minds, guiding their own movements in harmony with the land. Every encounter is guided by an unspoken understanding. Take only what is needed, and always give space for life to flourish. This is the unwritten law of the savanna. The land responds in kind, offering abundance to those who respect its limits and teaching harsh lessons to those who do not. Predators, too, play their part in maintaining balance. Their presence is felt in the hush that falls when a lion's shadow passes, in the sudden flight of birds, in the tension that ripples through a herd. Lions stalk through tall grass, their golden coats merging with the sunlit landscape, moving with a grace that belies their power. Camouflaged by the shifting light, they become part of the land itself, a living embodiment of the savanna's wild heart. Overhead, vultures wheel in slow circles, their keen eyes searching for the remains of a hunt, their presence a promise that nothing will go to waste. When the hunt is done, they descend, ensuring that every scrap is returned to the earth, feeding the cycle of life. This intricate web connects every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest elephant. Each life is a thread woven into the greater story of the savanna. The termites that build towering mounds, the elephants that shape the landscape with every step. Each one leaves a mark, each one plays a role. The land itself is shaped by these countless interactions, a living testament to the power of connection and balance. For the Hadzabe, these relationships are sacred. They honor the wisdom of the animals, the lessons of the land, and the silent conversations that guide their every step. By learning from the animals, by watching, listening, and respecting their space, they become part of the savanna's ancient cycle, trusted participants in the web of life. The Hadzabe's patience is legendary, their humility profound. They know that wisdom is found not in dominance, but in harmony. It is a lesson in humility, patience, and the profound wisdom of nature, a wisdom written in tracks, in shadows, in the hush of the wind. In this world, survival is not a solitary pursuit, but a shared journey. The Hadzabe, the animals, the land itself, all are bound together in a silent pact. The land thrives because of the balance between hunter and hunted, each respecting the other's place in the cycle. Predator and prey, human and wild, each one a vital part of the whole, each one listening to the silent conversations that shape the world. Every track in the dust is a reminder. Here, every life is connected, every story intertwined. All life is woven together, each thread vital to the story of the savanna, each silent conversation echoing through the ages. In this vast living web, the Hadzabe find their place, not above and not apart, but as one voice in the endless silent conversation of life. Imagine the first light of dawn spilling across the endless African savanna, painting the land in gold and crimson. The ancient baobab trees stand like guardians, their thick trunks and sprawling branches casting long shadows over the waking plains. The air is cool, tinged with the earthy scent of dust and dry grass, and every step stirs up a fine powder that glows in the slanting sun. This is the world of the Hadzabe hunter, a place where every sense is sharpened, every movement deliberate, and every day is a new test of skill and survival. The savanna teems with life. Herds of Kudu antelope graze quietly, their spiral horns glinting as they move through the tall grass. Warthogs root for tubers near hidden water holes, while birds dart from branch to branch, alert to every movement. Even the smallest creatures, lizards, snakes, beetles, play their part in this intricate web, each one a clue for the hunter who knows how to read the land. The kudu is the ultimate prize. With its powerful legs and keen senses, it is a master of evasion. Its coat, a subtle blend of browns and greys, lets it melt into the shadows. The Hadzabe hunter studies the Kudu's delicate tracks, barely their imprints in the dust, following them through winding trails and secret glades where water pools beneath the acacias. Every broken twig, every bent blade of grass is a message left by the animal, and the hunter reads them all. Preparation for the hunt is a ritual in itself. Bows are carved from tough, flexible wood, their curves shaped by fire and hand. Arrows are straightened over the coals, fletched with feathers and bound with sinew. The arrowheads are tipped with a potent poison, painstakingly extracted from the roots and sap of wild plants. The hunter digs for roots, grinds them with stones, and mixes the sap with other natural toxins, applying the mixture to each arrowhead and letting it dry in the sun. This process is slow, deliberate, and essential, the difference between a successful hunt and an empty belly. The hunt itself is a masterclass in patience and observation. The Hadzabe hunter moves with the land, silent and invisible, always downwind, always alert. He studies the way the grass bends, the direction of the wind, the faintest sound of hooves in the distance. Sometimes the pursuit lasts for hours, sometimes for days. The Kudu is wary, stopping often to listen, to sniff the air, to watch for danger. The hunter waits, sometimes motionless for long stretches, blending into the landscape, his eyes never leaving the trail. When the moment finally comes, it is sudden and electric. The Kudu senses danger and bolts, muscles rippling as it leaps through the grass. The hunter draws and releases in a single fluid motion. The arrow flies, striking true. The poison acts quickly, ensuring a swift and humane end. The chase is over, but the work is just beginning. As dusk falls, the hunter returns to camp, Kudu in tow. A fire is kindled with dry sticks and grass, the flames flickering against the deepening blue of the sky. The air fills with the aroma of roasting meat. There are no spices, no marinades, just the pure, smoky flavour of fresh meat cooked over open flame. The hunter expertly butchers the animal, slicing thick cuts and skewering them on sharpened sticks. Hot stones are sometimes used to sear the flesh, locking in the juices, while leaves and sticks serve as makeshift plates and utensils. Every part of the Kudu is honoured and used. The bones are cracked open with rocks to reveal the rich, fatty marrow inside, a delicacy savoured by the fire. Organs are carefully prepared and cooked, each with its own unique flavour and texture. Even the blood is collected and consumed, providing vital nutrients and honouring the life that was taken. Nothing is wasted. Every piece is a gift from the land. The meal is more than just sustenance, it is a celebration of survival, a moment of gratitude beneath a sky ablaze with stars. The sounds of the night, crickets, distant hyenas, the crackle of the fire, form a symphony that connects hunter and land. The feast is a time to reflect, to share stories, and to honour the delicate balance of life and death that sustains the savannah. But the savannah offers more than meat. High in the branches of ancient trees, wild bees build their hives, filling them with golden honey. The hunter approaches with care, using smoke to calm the bees, sending fragrant curls drifting through the leaves. The honeycomb glistens in the dappled sunlight, a treasure waiting to be claimed. The bees defend their hive fiercely, and the risk of stings is ever present. Yet over generations the Hadzabe have developed remarkable resilience. Their bodies seem almost immune to the venom, their immune systems strengthened by constant exposure. Scientists marvel at this adaptation, seeing in it the potential for new discoveries in medicine and immunity. The secrets of the savannah are slowly being unravelled by researchers who study these natural defences in hopes of unlocking new ways to combat allergies and autoimmune diseases. The wild holds knowledge that modern science is only beginning to understand, hidden in the daily lives and adaptations of its inhabitants. Life on the savannah is not just about survival, but about community and respect for the land. Animals gather at waterholes, share resources, and follow ancient trails that have been used for generations. Every action is guided by a deep understanding of the environment and a reverence for the delicate balance that sustains all life. Every track in the dust, every shared meal, every challenge faced together tells a story of connection, adaptation, and the timeless bond between the wild and those who call it home. So next time you wander through a forest or savor a taste of honey, remember the wonders of the savannah, its epic dramas, ingenious survival strategies, and hidden secrets of immunity might just inspire you to see the natural world with new eyes. Thank you for joining me on this immersive journey into the wild. If you're eager for more stories from nature's heart, tap that subscribe button and keep your spirit wild. In the heart of the Tanzanian wilderness, as the embers of last night's fire fade and the first rays of sun touch the horizon, another aspect of the Hadzabe's mastery over their environment comes into view: their shelters. Far from permanent dwellings, these traditional homes are a testament to adaptability, resourcefulness, and an intimate understanding of the land. The Hadzabe build their shelters with purpose and precision. Each begins with a careful selection of site, always in the shade of trees, often near reliable water sources, with a keen eye for wind direction and animal trails. The ground is cleared of stones and debris, levelled with practiced sweeps of a stick. The framework is simple yet sturdy. Long, flexible branches, most often from the resilient acacia or comifera trees, are bent and anchored into the earth in a rough oval or dome. The ends are pushed deep, forming a skeleton that arches gracefully, low enough to conserve warmth but tall enough for a man to sit upright. Next comes the covering. Grass, leaves, and strips of bark are gathered from the surroundings. The grass is layered thickly, overlapping like the scales of a pangolin, creating a natural thatch that repels both sun and rain. Bark is woven in where extra insulation is needed. The result is a home that breathes with the savannah, cool in the heat of day, warm against the chill of night. Inside, the earth is soft and bare. A shallow depression marks the hearth, always at the centre. Here the fire is more than warmth. It is protection, light, and the heart of the shelter. Sleeping mats, woven from reeds and grass, are rolled out at dusk and stored away at dawn, keeping the living space uncluttered and ready for whatever the day may bring. These shelters are never meant to last forever. When game grows scarce or the seasons shift, the Hadzabe move with the herds, leaving behind nothing but faint impressions in the earth, a reminder that true survival is not about ownership but about harmony and respect for the land. This humble home, built by skilled hands and keen minds, is a symbol of the Hadzabe's enduring connection to the wild. It is a place of rest, of stories shared by firelight, and of quiet strength in the face of the endless savannah. As the sun climbs higher and the day's journey begins, the shelter stands empty, blending back into the landscape, another secret of survival hidden in plain sight. As dusk deepens and the savannah's golden hues surrender to indigo shadows, a new world awakens around the Hadzabe. The night belongs to the unseen, the silent, and the swift. For generations, Hadzabe hunters have learned to read the language of darkness, forging a unique bond with the creatures that emerge under the cover of night. In the shelter's quiet, the crackle of dying embers gives way to the distant calls of nightjars and the haunting laughter of hyenas. The Hadzabe sit alert, every sense heightened. Night is not a time for fear, but for vigilance and respect. The darkness is alive, and so are its secrets. With practiced eyes, the Hadzabe trace the faintest movement in the moonlight. The soft tread of a porcupine, the cautious prowl of a genet, or the fleeting shadow of a civet slipping between the acacia trees. Each animal is known by its sound, its scent, the pattern it leaves in dew-damp grass. The men listen intently, distinguishing the low rumble of distant elephants from the urgent alarm barks of impala, each a clue to what the night may hold. Sometimes the Hadzabe venture out, moving with silent steps and steady breath, their bodies blending into the darkness. The air is cool, thick with the scent of wild basil and damp earth. Armed with bows and a few precious arrows, they hunt by moonlight, guided by the rhythms of the nocturnal world. Their quarry may be a small rodent, a roosting bird, or if fortune favours, a honey badger. Each encounter a test of skill and patience. Yet the relationship is not only about the hunt. The Hadzabe know which trails to avoid when lions are on the prowl, and how to read the warning cries of birds when leopards slip through the undergrowth. They pay close attention to the shifting winds and the chorus of frogs that signals the approach of rain. In this way, the Hadzabe are both participants and guardians, moving with respect through a living tapestry woven by night. As the stars wheel overhead, the Hadzabe's world is defined by listening, watching, and waiting. The nocturnal wild is a realm of stories and lessons where every sound and shadow holds meaning. By dawn, the traces of the night's encounters are etched in the sand. Tracks, feathers, the faint scent of musk, reminders of an ancient pact between hunter and hunted. For the Hadzabe, the night is not an enemy to be conquered, but a companion to be understood. In the darkness they find knowledge, challenge, and a deep, abiding connection to the pulse of the wilderness. With the first light of dawn, the savannah reveals a landscape transformed by the turning of seasons. For the Hadzabe, life is shaped by cycles of rain and drought, abundance and scarcity. Their existence is a testament to adaptation, rooted in movement, guided by the shifting patterns of nature. As the dry season tightens its grip, rivers shrink and grasses yellow beneath the relentless sun. Waterholes become rare treasures, and the pulse of wildlife shifts towards these lifelines. The Hadzabe respond in kind, packing their few belongings and slipping quietly through the bush, following ancient trails etched into memory. Camps are broken down in moments, leaving little trace but footprints and the faint scent of wood smoke. The search for sustenance becomes a journey, one dictated by the migration of animals and the fruiting cycles of wild trees. Honey guides call from the canopy, leading the Hadzabe to hidden hives, while the distant calls of hornbills signal the ripening of baobab fruit. Every movement is purposeful, every pause a calculation. Where will the next meal be found? Where will water last the longest? When the rains finally arrive, the savannah erupts in green. New shoots pierce the earth, and wildlife disperses across the rejuvenated land. The Hadzabe shift once again, establishing temporary camps near fresh resources, clustered fig trees, swelling streams, and the burrows of fattened rodents. Here the rhythm of the hunt changes, adapting to the abundance and unpredictability of the wet season. Flexibility is survival. The Hadzabe know how to read the sky, sensing the promise of rain in the wind's coolness or the flight of swallows. They understand how to track animals through shifting terrain, how to unearth tubers in parched soil, and how to preserve precious food when plenty allows. Migration is not merely a response to hardship, it is a strategy honed by generations, a dance with the land's own breathing. The Hadzabe's footsteps tell a story of resilience and deep knowledge, of a people who thrive not despite the savannah's challenges, but because they have learned to move in harmony with its ever-changing face. Through each season, the Hadzabe's journey continues, guided by the land, shaped by necessity, and defined by an unbreakable bond with the wild heart of their home. Beneath the vast Tanzanian sky, the Hadzabe possess a knowledge as old as the land itself, a living pharmacy hidden in plain sight. Every tree, shrub, and root has a story, and for the Hadzabe, the savannah is both a home and a healer. As the sun rises, men move quietly through the undergrowth, eyes scanning for subtle clues, a cluster of fragrant leaves, the twist of a vine, the pale blooms of a medicinal flower. Their knowledge is not written in books, but passed from elder to youth, wordlessly woven into daily life. The bark of the comifera tree, pale and peeling, is carefully scraped and chewed to ease the pain of toothaches. Its bitter resin is pressed onto wounds, The antiseptic sap sealing cuts against infection. Nearby, a stand of terminalia bushes offers another remedy. Leaves crushed and boiled for their power to soothe fevers and stomach aches. The men know the secrets of the sandpaper fig, its rough leaves used to clean skin, its latex sap applied to stings and bites. When the dry season brings coughs and colds, they seek out the aromatic roots of the wild ginger, slicing and steeping them into a spicy, restorative brew. Even the acacia, so common it almost fades into the background, holds promise. Its bark, infused in water, becomes a tonic for aching joints and weary limbs. Hadzabe hunters move with a quiet confidence, pockets filled with slivers of healing wood and bundles of dried herbs. Before a hunt, they might chew the leaves of a particular shrub to sharpen their senses, or rub pungent oils into their skin to mask their scent from wary animals. In times of injury, poultices are mixed from wild tubers and triash, binding wounds and drawing out poison. Their medicine is guided by observation and experience, by the color of a leaf, the taste of a berry, the way a wounded animal seeks out certain plants. Nothing is wasted, and every remedy is a lesson in patience and respect. The Hadzabe trust the land to provide, but only because they have spent lifetimes learning its language. This ancient botanical wisdom is a thread that ties the Hadzabe to their ancestors and to the future. In every handful of leaves, in every careful preparation, there is a promise survival not just of the body, but of tradition, memory, and the enduring bond between people and the wild world they call home.